defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream and welcome to day 26 of the January transfer window. And guys, it is the final week of the window and it is a massive week for Chelsea Football Club. We're going to dive into the shit show from yesterday, where the club is going right now, lack of direction, mentality in the bin, sporting directors not fit for purpose. And we've got the latest transfer news because like clockwork, guys, like clockwork, what normally happens after a dog shit performance on the pitch? We get some transfer news, some dopamine hits. Oh, yes, look, Chelsea really like Dean Huijsen. Release clause in his contract active from the summer. He's really high up on the list. Mathys Tel might change his mind about his situation at Bayern Munich because he's not played in the last 3 games. And, you know, this is meant to try and distract us, meant to appease us from the bullshit that we're watching on the football pitch at this point in time. We're going to dive into the latest on Dean Huijsen. We're going to dive into the latest on Mathys Tel. We're going to dive into the latest on Christopher Nkunku's future, with Manchester United reportedly trying to explore a loan deal for him. We're going to also be looking into any other transfer news that is coming up. It's gone worryingly quiet. I say worryingly quiet from a perspective that it feels like Chelsea are about to do something in regards to Alejandro Garnacho, but as of yet there's been no real update on that situation. Hopefully the powers that be have actually engaged their brains and realized after seeing yesterday that he's not the guy. So we need to go and get a striker. We need to go and sort our shit out. So I mean, guys, I don't really know where to start, but big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. We're 15 subscribers away from 15.5K. So make sure you're smashing that like button. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new around here. Let's get to that 15.5K milestone today. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Let's say hello to a few people, and then we'll get the show on the road. 8 days until deadline day. I'll be disappointed with the January window so far. Yep, absolutely. What a shambles we are now. I feel that Poch had been slowly building a good team, which was handed to Maresca. I don't think the team's been dismantled, but arguably the squad isn't really that much different from what it was last season. If Santos starts on Monday, that tells us one thing and one thing only: we're not a serious football club, even though we kind of already know that right now at the moment. But it does tell us that, yeah, if Sanchez starts on Monday night, we're not serious about finishing in the top 4. That's the reality. It's clear now, and has been for a long time, that we need 3 players at least. Yep, absolutely agree. We've had 4 windows to get these players in. Yep, I fully agree. 4 windows. They said judge us on 4 windows. 4-window plan. We've had the 4 windows, and we are a million miles away. We're still so short in the squad in terms of quality and in terms of what we need in key areas. So judge us after 4 windows. We're judging you after 4 windows. It's not good enough. You're not fit for purpose, and you need to go. Simple as that. Have we turned into Arsenal? Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind being Arsenal right now, second in the league, actually with a decent team. Yes, they're not winning anything, but they're in a much better position than we currently are at this point in time. So I don't know if we're turning into Arsenal or not. I don't really know what's going on. Don't you hype in Colwell, Jackson, Madueke? Look, what I would say is that, yeah, all 3 of them didn't have a particularly good game yesterday. But the reality is that all 3 of them are still very young, inexperienced players. So you're going to get poor performances. You're going to get dips in performance. The bigger issue here, and the biggest issue, is lack of alternatives that are better than those 3 names, because there aren't any in the squad. That's my point. So you can say that these guys aren't good enough. Fine. But the biggest issue is not these players. The biggest issue is there's no one better than them. So in the squad, that's the issue at hand here. Those 3 are good enough to be squad players at Chelsea. But whether they're good enough to start on a week in, week out basis, I hear that point and I hear that trail of thought. The reality is that we haven't got anyone better in the squad. So that is a recruitment issue. That is a sporting directors issue. And that is a squad building issue. Yes. Hello. How was watching the shit show yesterday? Yeah, it was pretty depressing, to be honest. It was good for 15 minutes, and then it took a big turn for the worst. And yeah, we just stopped playing. Cowardly performance. They were there for the taking. I don't know what we thought the plan was, but they were there to be got at. We had them on the ropes, and then we just retreated and we played like cowards. We made a load of mistakes. Sanchez was awful again, and it was a rinse and repeat cycle. Start well, take the lead, don't take your chances, stop playing, make sloppy errors, concede goals, lose. Rinse and repeat cycle for every Chelsea game at the moment. Yes, big up, brother. I'd rather have Tel than Garnacho. Yeah, I absolutely agree on that front. But let's be real. Neither are what we need right now, and neither are going to make a significant difference to what we've currently got. We have to be honest about that. Neither are going to actually really improve the squad or improve the first team. But I would rather have Tel than Garnacho, because at least Tel can play through the middle, which is what we need. But he's not really the answer either, in my opinion. It's embarrassing, to be honest, but it's totally expected. You're not going to expect the gaffer to throw players under the bus publicly, but yeah, he cannot be in goal on Monday. If he's in goal on Monday, confirms we're not serious. We are not a serious team. Bro, politics. Ben Roberts and club politics is why Robert Sanchez still plays. That's the honest answer to that question. Whether people want to believe that or not, that is the answer. But yeah, while we're looking at another centre back, yeah, I mean, let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Hopefully, more people will start coming into the show. Let's start with it, guys, because let's begin with the Dean Huijsen stuff. Understand Dean Huijsen has release clause in his contract valid from this summer. Told Chelsea really appreciate Huijsen and he's high on the list. Bayern called to be informed. Bournemouth are unbeaten since Huijsen entered into the starting 11 with 8 clean sheets. Now, what I don't understand here is, guys, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Chelsea really like Huijsen, right? Okay, great. Very good player, 19 years of age, young, talented centre-back. 2 things here. If we really appreciate him and he's high on the list, has he suddenly appeared high on the list in the last 6 months because of what he's done for Bournemouth? And if we were aware of him before and really liked him, why didn't we sign him for 20 million quid in the summer from Juventus? Why did we let Bournemouth sign him from Juve for a cheap price? And now he's obviously had a good season. The release clause is probably going to be at least 40, maybe even 50 million pounds would be my guess. So I look at 2 things here. Yes, talented player. Yes, very good player. My second thing is he the answer to our problems at centre-back, where we need an established, top-quality, proven centre-half to add leadership to the back line? No. Third point is, if you liked him so much, why didn't you sign him 6 months ago? And look, of course, players can appear on a radar, you know, after a good 6 months and a good start to the season. Fair enough. That does happen. But I'd be surprised if that was the point, because football clubs have got scouts everywhere. Chelsea are scouting players, looking at players all the time. There's no way we've suddenly just become aware of this guy after 6 months playing for Bournemouth in the Premier League. This guy, we would have been aware of him before. 100% we would have been aware of him before. So yeah, this is where I'm out, and this is where I'm a bit confused as to what the plan is here. Because another teenage centre-back's not the answer. We've already got Mamadou Sarr, 19 years old, deal agreed with Strasbourg, 15 million euros, coming in the summer. What we were going to go and we might potentially go and bring another teenage centre-back in. Like, what are we doing here? What's the plan? I like Dean Huijsen. I think he's a great player, really good, talented lad, having a very good season. But what is the point of bringing another teenager in to the club in defence when we're crying out for leadership, we're crying out for experience? I don't get it. I honestly do not get it, and I'm absolutely baffled at the thought process with what's going on right now. And people will talk about the manager, and yes, the manager's got to do better. But at the end of the day, until the 2 clowns above the manager go, then nothing is going to change at this football club, and we will never, ever break the cycle. We will never break the cycle until Winstanley and Stewart leave the football club. Because right now, how can you look at Chelsea defensively and think the answer to that is bringing in another inexperienced teenage kid. Go and sign Mark Gurhey. You know, if you need an established centre half, go and sign Mark Gurhey from Crystal Palace. Go and get the job done. Simple as that. Go and get the job done and sign him. Experienced centre half, still a good age. No, bro, we need first choice. I'm talking first choice centre backs to go into the team. Tosin is not that guy. Yes, Tosin's got a few leadership qualities, but we're talking someone to go into the back line, marshal that back line, lead that back line, put some backbone in it, you know, show leadership qualities, lead from the front. Tosin's not that guy. Huijsen's not that guy either. Mark Gurhey could be that guy, but we're looking at top quality centre halves. What we need to do is make a signing like Liverpool did with Van Dijk. They established they needed a top quality centre half. Bang, £75 million on a centre half. I'm not saying go and spend £75 million on a centre half. What I'm saying is you need that calibre of signing to elevate the back line. Going to potentially sign Dean Huijsen in the summer is not the answer. Yes, I like him. Yes, I think he's going to become a top centre half. But we don't need another teenager coming into the back line. More inexperience. I'm baffled. I don't understand it. It's very confusing what we're doing right now. And yesterday for me was the day when a lot of fans stopped believing in what we're trying to do. Stop believing in what we're trying to do. Bro, Mark Gurhey's not trash. He isn't. Like, realistic. And people need to be realistic as well. Guys, bring me, guys in the chat, tell me realistic centre-back options, right? That are going to give us what we need. Tell me realistic options, because I'm all ears. Realistic options. I don't want to hear anyone giving me this Bastoni nonsense and that bullshit. Tell me an option for an experienced centre back to come in that is realistic. Tell me. I'm all ears in the chat. No, that's not happening. Koundé's been playing more at right back. No, I already said none of this Bastoni nonsense. Ruben Diaz and Bastoni are not coming to Chelsea, guys. Realistic options. Jonathan Tah, potentially realistic options. Yes, Ronald Araujo signed a new deal at Barcelona. Yes, there's going to be a release clause in it in the summer. I don't know how high it is. Yeah, bro, I hear you on that as well. And you make a good point. You make a good point. Ruben Diaz is not going to be tempted to join Chelsea. Please, can somebody tell me how Ruben Diaz is going to be tempted to join Chelsea? Rudiger is not joining Chelsea. Guys, when I'm saying give me realistic options, you guys are bringing me options from a fantasy world. A fantasy world. It's not necessarily the... Look, I think good things have been done, but the reality of the situation right now is, guys, is that the mentality's in the bin, and the sporting directors aren't fit for purpose. Where the recruitment plan seems to be in the bin. I don't really know what we're thinking in regards to recruitment. I don't know what the plan is, but there needs to be a change of thought here. There has to be a change of thought right now, because right now what we're doing is holding us back, it's hampering us, and we're not really going anywhere as a football club. What is the plan here? Kim Min-jae not going to come. Again, Castello Lukeba at Leipzig, young, and he's another one that we've been linked with. He's another one that we've been linked with. Bro, Kim Min-jae. Look, guys, when you're saying these names, right, just think about the clubs that these players are at and think about, is Chelsea an attractive move, and are they going to potentially downgrade? No, they're not. So when I say Mark Gurhey, it doesn't mean that I think Mark Gurhey is an unbelievable centre-half. What I'm saying is that's probably the level and the realism of the options that we've got right now. You know, that's the reality, people. So when people say, oh, Bastoni, oh, Ruben Diaz, this and that, guys, you're not being realistic at all. Absolutely not being realistic. Again, Bissek at Inter, young centre-half. Yes, he's quite good. Is that a realistic option? I really don't know. But I don't know what targets are realistic for Chelsea now. Really, anyone under the age of 21 seems to be a target. But again, I'm not really... Tar's got 6 months left on his contract. Would be a good experience signing. Would he go straight into the starting lineup? Yes, it probably would. Yes, he probably would. Simikan is getting the Saudi bag. Is he going to swap, Al Nassr to come back to Europe so quickly? Maybe he might. I don't know for certain. But the biggest problem, guys, and where I look, the manager comes in for criticism, but at the end of the day, under this recruitment model, this is the reality, guys. The recruitment is not good enough. The recruitment hasn't been good enough. It's been good in certain areas, but it's been absolutely woeful in others. And on the whole, it's not been as good as maybe what myself has said in the past and what people have made it out to be. It's not as good as what people think. Well, I mean, for a start, they play at opposite ends. Oh, Tar, I thought you said Tel. Look, Jonathan Tar available on a free transfer. I think he'll be going somewhere better. Bro, they were forced into that. I'm not praising any. I'm not giving any praise to the directors for recalling Jonathan Tar. I'm not giving them any praise for that. Guys, are we really giving praise for recalling Chalobah? Come on, we're better than that. We are better than that. Bro, the owners aren't going anywhere. The owners aren't going anywhere. So you've got to target people that you can get out of their positions. Winstanley and Stewart are not fit for purpose. The recruitment is not fit for purpose. What we've done in this January window is embarrassing. 4-window plan, they said, and there's so many holes in the squad still. No top goalkeeper, no top centre-half. We need a number 6, no top striker. We need the spine of a team, guys. We still need the spine of a team. And you've got people telling me that, and you still got fans defending everything the club does. It's unacceptable. It's unforgivable. And we're setting up another manager to fail. Guys, go and sign some proven players that can come in and make an impact on this team, because that right now is what we need more than anything. We need players to come in who are ready to make an instant impact. The fact that right now that our 2 starting centre-backs, one, we've tried to force out of the club for 2 years and had to go crying back to him. And the second one's a 21-year-old who has got, yes, a lot of potential and a lot of talent, perhaps isn't quite ready to be playing week in, week out. What are our other options? We spent £70 million on Disasi and Badiashile. We've got Tosin on a free, who's really a 4th choice centre-back. And you've got Fofana, who is always injured. Guys, what are we doing? You look at clubs like Bournemouth. Are you telling me that £1.5 billion deep in investment, 2.5 third year of the project, that the plan was to be behind Nottingham Forest and level on points with Bournemouth? That was the plan, yeah? How is it that clubs like Nottingham Forest and clubs like Bournemouth can get their recruitment together, can get themselves together and be ahead of us with a fraction of the investment? How is that possible? That wasn't the plan. Huijsen and Zabani, one of the best defensive partnerships in the Premier League, they both cost combined less than £50 million. We spent 70 million on Disasi and Badiashile, and we're talking about these directors being good recruiters. We're talking about Chelsea looking to uncover the best young talent around Europe. How did we miss both of these players? These are the sort of signings that we should have made ourselves, but instead we got that clown Lawrence Stewart going back to Monaco and signing 2 players not fit for purpose for £70 million that weren't better than anyone that we've already got. That is the biggest issue here, guys. That is the biggest issue. Just making poor decisions. Look how Forest have recruited. Good recruitment. Bournemouth, exceptional recruitment. Milos Kerkez, Huijsen, Zabani, Semenyo, Evanlison. What are we doing? Where's our exceptional recruitment? Cole Palmer was a good piece of business, but that turned out better than anyone would have expected. I think Malo Gusto's is a good signing. Yes, the 2 big money signings in Enzo and Caicedo, fair enough. But you look at the centre back signings we've made under this ownership, no good. We haven't signed a proper forward. You look at the wingers we've signed, talented in their own right, offering you very, very little output. Very, very little output. Cucurella has turned out to be a good signing. But you look at the signings that we've made on the whole, guys, and if you go for a list of the players that we've signed and you say whether it's been a success or not, you're unfortunately in a situation where you're finding that most of these guys haven't been a success. And you're looking at a situation where you're thinking, what are we basing signing these players on? Are we just signing these players purely from financial because we're going to flip them, which I think is actually more what we're doing? Or do you actually have a plan for how these guys fit in the team? Because there's an alarming amount of these signings where there seems to be absolutely no thought and no consideration given to how these players actually fit into the team. Could someone please tell me how a lot of these players fit back into the team? We need more output from players, and we're simply not getting it. And we had the output earlier in the season, and I'm wondering whether were we just overperforming in the season, and now we've reverted back to type, and this is our level, and this is the level of the players that we've got. Why collectively has there been a drop off from everyone? Why has everybody regressed since the start of the season? These are worrying things. Why was Maresca getting a lot out of these guys at the start of the season? Why is he now getting absolutely nothing out of them? I'm really, really unsure. Bro, you're right. The mentality is in the bin. And when you've got the manager coming out in an interview saying that, you know, he's been told that the target wasn't top 4 this season, the target was top 4 next season, and the following season after that was a title challenge. Where are the standards? Where's the pressure? Where's the demands? You know, you cannot be telling me that the plan was not to finish in the top 4 this season. There was notes in against Bournemouth at home, last game of last season. The owners did a letter in the match day program, and they provided a list of aims, and they said that there was a need to be consistently playing in the Champions League. So why have they written that in the program last season, final home game of the season? Why 7 months later is Maresca saying that he's not been told he has to finish in the top 4? The plan he's been told the plan is to finish in the top 4 next season. That's why he's happy, and that's why he's saying that, you know, we're ahead of expectations. Guys, what is going on here? What on earth is going on here? Because it is honestly absolutely baffling. Mentality's in the bin, both on and off the pitch. You've got sporting directors who aren't fit for purpose. And you've got no idea. We've got no idea what we're doing. Absolutely no idea what we're doing, both on and off the pitch right now. And then you think that, but bro, this is the problem in itself. Someone said it earlier. Who said it earlier in the chat? Let me see if I can find it. Bro, that's a massive problem. You spent so much money on centre backs in the last few windows, and a 19-year-old kid who's literally had 7 months in the Premier League would suddenly become your best centre-half. That is a massive, massive problem. That is a huge, huge recruitment issue. Yeah, they did. Bro, absolutely not. If you watch Chelsea and you think that the answer is spending 60 million on Garnacho, that's where I'm going to have a biblical head loss. Absolute head loss of biblical proportions, because it's absolutely ridiculous that every single fans of Chelsea, fans of rival teams, media, pundits, everyone knows what Chelsea needs. Everyone can see what the problem is. Yet the two people that are employed to sort this shit out, they can't see what the issues are, and they are choosing to ignore it. It is absolutely baffling. Absolutely baffling. Let me just get to this super chat. Wow. Big up to Jordan, brother. Thank you so much for the donation. So kind of you. Why is Chelsea not making any business at all? So frustrating. We need a midfield like Douglas Luiz. He'd be perfect for Chelsea for striker options, Delap, Duran or Sesko. And a Garnacho deal doesn't make sense at all. Jordan, thank you so much for the donation, bro. It's very, very kind of you. I wish I had the answers. I think every Chelsea fan is thinking exactly the same in terms of why we've not done any business, why we've seemingly wasted best part of 3.5 weeks. Douglas Luiz, Chelsea did inquire about a loan deal for Douglas Luiz, but they said no to Juventus' demands. Juventus wanted a big loan fee, and they also wanted an obligation to buy at the end of it. Chelsea didn't want that, so they said no to that. Why we've not recalled Leslie Ugochukwu is absolutely beyond me. I cannot understand it. It makes no sense whatsoever. Striker options, yeah, look, Delap, I think, is the most obvious one that's going to happen. I don't see it happening in January, but maybe we might try something in the final week. John Duran, I think we missed the boat on that one in the summer. And I think Al Nassr are reportedly lining up a bid for him. Sesko, according to TalkSport, he said to prefer Arsenal over Chelsea. Wouldn't blame him. And the Garnacho deal makes absolutely no sense. If you've got that money to spend in January, then you make sure that you put that money towards a striker rather than another winger who can't score goals. So, yeah, mate, unfortunately, I'm a bit disillusioned with it all, like a lot of Chelsea fans are. And we just got to hope, and there's not much hope. We just got to put blind faith in these absolute clowns that are in charge and hope that they pull their finger out their arse and they do something in the final week. Because otherwise, if they don't, and we continue with the options that we've got, we're sacrificing Champions League football, and they will blame the manager. And it will be another manager that leaves at the end of the season. We'll be looking for another manager in the summer, all whilst two guys that are shown how incompetent they are continue to get away with it. Nothing is going to change, no matter who the manager is, until the sporting directors are gone, because they're not fit for purpose. But yeah, hope that answered your question, Jordan. Bro, thank you so much for the donation. It's very, very kind of you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, rather. Big yourself up. He did, but then Nicholas Jackson had him and Zabani on strings in that first half against Bournemouth when we played him. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. I will only watch Chelsea when Blunder Sanchez is gone. Brother, you might not be watching again this season then. You might not be watching again this season. That's all I'll say. Guys, 170 in the building. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Make sure you do that, guys. Run it up, run it up. We're 166 in the building. Only 52 likes. We've got to do better than that, people. We should be on 100 likes, well over by now. Make sure you're doing that. And we're just 13 subscribers away from 15.5K. Let's get those subscribers boxed off now, guys. Run it up, run it up. But that is the latest on Dean Huijsen and Chelsea. One to watch in the summer. Exactly what we need, guys. Another teenage centre-back to sort ourselves out. Even though he's a top player, not the answer to what we're looking for. Let's move on to another player who Chelsea like, another teenager, and another player who's not the answer that we're looking for. I have to be honest. Understand Mathys Tel case could still change. No minutes in the last 3 games and situation to be assessed again in the next days. Chelsea remain interested if Matthias will be open to leave, as revealed. 7 clubs have also requested Tel on loan. Decision still up to the player, as his desire has always been to stay and succeed at Bayern. Now, yes, the Mathys Tel situation could change. My biggest issue with this Tel thing, right, is that, one, he's a left winger who can play through the middle, so he's not an out-and-out striker that we need. And if Chelsea think the answer to competition for Nicholas Jackson, the answer for more goals in the team, is to sign a 19-year-old who's predominantly a left winger who hasn't got an awful lot of experience at the top level, if we think that's the answer, God help us. God help us, because we are in big problems if people think that's the answer, because that surely can't be the answer. It just can't be. Look, Mathys Tel is regarded as a big talent, and I'm sure he is. But guys, you cannot tell me a 19-year-old who is looking, a 19-year-old who hasn't got very much experience at the top level, that's the answer as a number 9. This cannot be the striker solution that's going to stop us buying a real number 9 again. And how can Mathys Tel be a replacement for Christopher Nkunku? How? You're replacing a top-class player with a full international experience, good player. You're then replacing him at the opposite end of the scale with Mathys Tel, who's not a striker, who's predominantly a left winger, 19 years of age, isn't going to come in and make an instant impact. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Because that is not the answer, guys. That is not the answer. Now, Nkunku, is he going to go to Bayern? I've got absolutely no idea. You could tell yesterday, though, when he came on, didn't look asked. The guy touched the ball about 5 times, offered absolutely nothing. I would have offered more on the pitch than Nkunku yesterday. He was embarrassing. Nkunku's not a striker. Unfortunately, Nkunku's just been a victim of circumstances at Chelsea with the way that things have gone. I'm just so baffled as to how anyone can come to the conclusion and come to the decision that Mathys Tel would be an answer to what we're looking to do at fucking striker. Just how? And with that signing, then stop us signing a number 9. I just don't get it. You are not going to compete for the top prizes with Nicholas Jackson and Mathys Tel as number 9 options. Guys, please for once, be serious. Please. How many times do we have to ask? How many times do we need to make it clear? Mathys Tel is not the answer. Mathys Tel is not the answer to what we're looking to do. Good player. I like him a lot. The guy's not the answer. The guy is not the answer. So what are we looking to do? People blame Nicholas Jackson, right, and say that he should be doing better. But we should be doing better because we shouldn't have put him in that position where he's the first choice striker at Chelsea at this stage of his career. He shouldn't be in that position. And that's on us. That's on us as a club for putting Nicholas Jackson in a position that he simply isn't ready for and expecting him to lead the line. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable, guys, on every single level. Unacceptable. Look, Palmer struggled yesterday, but you can't be consistently relying on Cole Palmer every single game. If we spent all this money, added all these players to the attack, and we are still reliant on Cole Palmer, it seems to be the case that if Cole Palmer doesn't do much in a game, then we are still shit. That's unforgivable. That is unforgivable to still be that reliant on one player. Where's the output from Madueke? Where's the output from Neto? Where's the output from Sancho? Where's the output from Felix, Nkunku? Where's the output from Jackson? We're very much in a situation now where if Jackson doesn't score, then or Palmer doesn't score, then we're fucked. How is that a thing? I don't understand, guys. I don't get it. I do not get it. Big up to Stephen for the super chat. Brother, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciated. Apart from maybe 4 or 5 players, we've got a team full of cowards. We need some top draw men all along the spine and soon. Bro, I absolutely hear you. I said it after the game yesterday on Chelsea Fan TV. I called it a coward's performance yesterday. And that's exactly what it was. Too many players hiding. Too many players not wanting it. Cowardly performances. And that's not what you expect. And this is the problem when you've got a team of young players. Where are the standards? Where are the players demanding the performance levels? Where are the players having a go at each other, digging each other out on the pitch? This is not good enough. I need more from you. Where's that? It's not there. It's all too nicey nice. You need some backbone. You need some steel in the team. And we don't have that. We do not have that. We do not have that, guys. So yeah, it's a problem. And we need some top draw players and we need them fast. But unfortunately, bro, I think in the last week, we are not going to get that. We're not going to get that. But back to this Mathys Tel thing, guys. I'm trying to get through as much in the chat as I can, by the way. The reason why Palmer's not in the big games is because we don't even play our game. Yeah, we didn't. You know, I get it. You've been told to play a certain way. But when you smell blood and a team is there for the taking and a team is on the ropes, like City were on the ropes yesterday. City were on the ropes yesterday. Why did we not smell blood and go for it? Yes, okay, the game plan might not have been that. But guys, you're playing football. You can sense when a game's there for the taking. You should go for the jugular and kill the game off. A top team with serious intent and serious mentality kills that game off in the first half an hour. Kusanov made a mistake. Booking. He's on a yellow card. 20 years old. First Premier League start. Debut. First 5 minutes, he's given a goal away and he's on a booking. Why are you not targeting him and trying to get him sent off and putting loads of pressure on him? Why? That's what a top team would do. They would target him. They would smell blood. Our mentality's in the bin. Mentality is completely in the bin. And that comes from the top. That comes from the directors. That comes from the ownership. That comes from the manager as well. The mentality is in the bin. All this talk of, oh, you know, we're taking it one game at a time. People talk about the top four. No, guys, I'm sick of this rubbish. Back yourself. Chelsea should be in the top four. Simple as that. Simple as that. You know, and we're not. We're struggling right now. Mentality's in the bin. What has happened to us? And yes, this Mathys Tel situation, maybe it will change. But come on, guys, we're not going to get excited. We're not going to get excited about another 19-year-old potentially coming into the club, because it's not the answer to make improvements of us yesterday. It's not the answer to make. It's not the answer to improve the team. It's not the answer to improve the team. It is honestly disgraceful. Honestly disgraceful. And this is nothing against Mathys Tel as a player. It's not what we need, and it's not who we need. Is it better than bringing Garnacho in? Yes. But that's like, it's like choosing what dog shit you want to step in. It's like there's two dog shits on the road, and you're picking which one of those you want to step in. You don't want to step in either of them, but you're probably going to step in the one that's slightly smaller. Do you know what I mean? I know it might seem a bit weird and maybe not the best analogy, but you get what I mean. They're both players that are not making the difference. They're not making a difference. Yes, I'd rather Mathys Tel, but at the end of the day, he's not making a difference. You know, he's not going to make the instant impact that we need, and that's got to change. As does the amount of likes on this show, guys. 69 likes, 183 in the building. We've got to move that on. Move it up, guys. Get this to 100 likes ASAP. Get it to 100 likes ASAP, people. It should be done in the next 2 minutes. There's definitely 30 of you in here who haven't smashed that like button, so please smash the like button. It does really help me out. And please hit the subscribe button as well. We're edging ever closer to 15,500. Would be great to get that today. We need 9 more subscribers to 15.5K. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. But yeah, this could be one to watch in the final week of the window, guys. Mathys Tel. Obviously wants to succeed at Bayern. No minutes in the last 3 games. Chelsea is still interested. Does it depend on Nkunku? I don't really know. But it's clear that someone needs to leave to make space for a Mathys Tel. And yes, I would rather Tel than Garnacho, but I'd rather have none of those guys and get a proper striker. But at this point, people, beggars can't be choosers. And unfortunately, we're finding ourselves in a situation where we are bigging ourselves up, and we'd rather sign we'd rather sign someone that doesn't play at Bayern Munich over Garnacho. This is a problem. This is a problem. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're doing here, because it is very, very confusing right now. Very, very confusing. Bro, we're never signing Isak. Can people stop talking about Chelsea signing Isak? Because it's not happening. We haven't got 150 million quid to spend. And if you're Isak, please tell me why you would swap Newcastle for Chelsea. Please tell me why you'd swap Newcastle for Chelsea. Garnacho is 100% going to be a panic buy on deadline day. Yep, absolutely. I mean, I jokingly tweeted this out the other week. You know, you can see the script written. Monday, Feb 3rd, Chelsea versus West Ham. Graham Potter's returned to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea lose, and Garnacho gets presented on the pitch before the game or at half time. You can just see the script now. Yeah, no, bro, I hear you. And look, Tel, by the way, is a talent, but we shouldn't be signing another talent, another project player. We got to be getting some finished articles to come in and make an impact now. What is What is it? What is it? What is it? Seriously, what are we doing here? The system's killing our wingers. They're not top wingers to be doing things on their own. What isn't helping either is that our wingers put in a high volume of crosses into the box, but we've got no striker with a box presence to get on the end of those things. How many times yesterday did wingers get the ball in dangerous positions, look up, and there is no one in the box, or there's one player in the box? We've got no one in the box. No one in the box. I mean, realistically, look, Benjamin Sesko. I would take Sesko. I honestly think right now for us, our two most realistic options are Sesko and Delap. Those are the two options, guys. Really, for me, I'd be very, very surprised if any different striker came. Very, 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 very surprised. I personally would sign Delap. I know people disagree, but the other realistic option is Sesko, and he apparently prefers Arsenal. Bro, Boniface is not available. I don't know where people are getting this idea from that Victor Boniface is available. He's not. Boniface, I like Boniface, but he's been injured a lot. I think he still needs to prove himself a bit more at Bayer Leverkusen. Good player. Bro, but look, Tel's not what we need. Huijsen is not really what we need either. I like him. I think he's a top quality centre back. But as I was saying earlier on, guys, is bringing a teenage centre back, another one, into the back line the answer to making our defence better? No, it's not at the end of the day. I think we need a manager more than we need new players. We don't need a manager, absolutely not. Because as I was saying earlier, no manager, it doesn't matter what manager is in charge, no manager is going to be a success here as long as those two sporting directors are still here. Because no manager is being back with what they need. And the sporting directors just use the manager as a shield. And trust me, if we don't finish top four, the manager will be blamed and the directors will be loving that. Because if we don't make the top four, two people are responsible and two people only. And that is Winstanley and Stewart. Those are the only people to blame for this. Look, I don't think Colwell's shit, but I think there's definitely a section of the Chelsea fan base who have 100% overrated him or bigged him up to be better than he actually is. Colwell is what you'd expect. He's a very good passer of the football. I think he's a good defender. His defending definitely needs improving. But again, this is another 21-year-old kid, and you're expecting miracles from him. This is the problem, guys. This is the problem, is that you've got a 21-year-old who still lacks experience. Then your other option at the back is someone you try to force out the club for 2 years. Colwell's not crap. Colwell needs someone experienced alongside him. If Colwell was playing alongside Thiago Silva, he wouldn't be looking anywhere near as bad or anywhere near as exposed. It makes a massive, massive difference. Gary Cahill, by the way, great player for Chelsea. He wasn't an unbelievable footballer, but playing alongside John Terry made Cahill look much better than he actually was. And this is where I say where you need an experienced head in there, because it can raise the level of other players. Colwell is doing much better if there's a Thiago Silva type figure alongside him. I don't think Colwell is crap. Do I think he can be better? Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm fully aware that the kid's 21 years old. So we're not. How many players at 21 are the finished article and top draw? Very, very few. The bigger issue, guys, is the fact that we haven't got a leader alongside him to help him. That's the biggest problem. Again, like with Nicholas Jackson, we're putting a 21-year-old kid, inexperienced, into the back line, expecting him to lead the back line. What are we doing? What are we doing is what I want to say. Do I want to bring? When did I say that I wanted to bring Modric? Modric could have signed for Chelsea. We were very close to signing Luka Modric under Roman, but it didn't. But it didn't happen. We were very, very close to signing him. Yeah, guys, 91 likes is piss poor. Well said, the Monkey Gaming. Absolutely piss poor, guys. 207 in the building. This should be over 100. Come on, people. Come on, guys. Sunday afternoon settings. Let's get these numbers up. Keep smashing the like button. Our centre backs are constantly exposed, particularly when Enzo's in the team, and our wingers get no support from the fullbacks. Look, yesterday, two massive problems for me. Fullbacks didn't get forward enough. Reece James, I thought, had a poor game yesterday. He wasn't great defensively, and not once did he get forward. How many crosses did Reece James put into the box yesterday from open play? Hardly any. Wingers were way too deep, just inviting pressure onto them from the likes of Vardiol and obviously Matheus Nunes on the other side. How is that? How is that possible? The wingers should have been much higher up the pitch. Don't allow Vardiol and Nunes to get forward. We made Josko Vardiol look like prime Thierry Henry on that left-hand side yesterday. What is that about? Defensively, we were poor yesterday. The structure was poor defensively. I'm not sure what we were doing. The gaps between the centre-backs were too big. The gap between centre-back and full-back was massive. One ball over the top was all it took to catch us out. It was really, really poor. And yeah, setting the team up and those gaps defensively and the structure defensively, yes, that's absolutely on Maresca. Absolutely on Maresca. The only way for Sanchez to be out is if Maresca goes out first. I hope. I don't think it's been found out, but I think we need to have alternative options and we need to adapt. That much for me is 100% clear. 100% clear. There's got to be an alternative, or you've got to find a way to make this work. Because it was working earlier in the season, but right now it's not working at all. Right now it's not working at all. So yeah, it's big problems. And look, Mathys Tel being potentially thrown into the mix, that's not an answer. That's not an answer either. That is not an answer either. I'm just baffled right now. Mathys Tel, I like him. He's not that guy though. He's not that guy that's going to make us better. He's not that guy that's going to make us any better. And until we start shopping and buying players that are actually going to make this team better, then it's useless. It's absolutely useless. But it's fundamentally flawed what we're looking to do. And these links, Huijsen, Tel, etc. This shows, and like the day after, guys, where obviously all the issues in the team were exposed, we're linked with a 19-year-old centre-back and we're linked with a 19-year-old forward. This model, unfortunately, guys, is never... This model will never change and it's never going to work because you don't win, unfortunately, guys, you don't win anything with just young players. You've got to surround them with experienced pros and winners. No team has ever won anything major with a team and bench full of kids. People talk about, obviously, the class of 92 at Man United. They talk about Beckham, Scholes, Neville, Giggs, etc., etc. But they forget there was Steve Bruce, Schmeichel, Pallister, Roy Keane, Cantona, winners, experienced professionals in that team. Where's our experienced pros? Where are they? Where are our winners? Where are our mentality monsters? Nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. And, the point of investing in a young team is, obviously, yeah, it grows, is you grow over time, and in 3 or 4 years' time, who knows? But, but the system is fundamentally flawed because in 3 to 4 years' time, we're not surrounding the talent we have with players who have experience and leadership and winning mentality, then they're not going to develop into winners. So the whole system, the whole model, the whole recruitment plan is completely fundamentally flawed. How can you look at what you saw yesterday where we were exposed, all our weaknesses were exposed, and then you're linked with another 2 teenagers who don't have, who aren't going to make an improvement to the team? It's a problem. It's a massive, massive problem, guys. And it's one that doesn't look like it's going to go away. It's one that doesn't look like it's going away. And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here. I really don't know what the answer is here. Yeah, you don't want players of the same. Look, a young team, fine, because they'll develop and come up together. But you have to have some experience in there. You have to have winners in there. Jonathan David, yeah, available on a free transfer in the summer. You could get him for cheap now. Why would you not just try and go and do that? Yeah, brother, I actually hear you of this. I actually hear you. Bowley was actually, I like Todd Bowley, but he's very much a back seat at the moment. He needs to get full control of the football club. He needs to get full control of the football club, Mr. Todd Bowley. Yeah, Cole's better than Tosin, sure. Bro, fan protest doesn't do anything. It doesn't. No Chilwell news. No Ben Chilwell news, guys. I've got nothing to offer news-wise on the Ben Chilwell front. Yeah, nothing on him. But yeah, that's the latest on Mathys Tel. That situation could change, and I'm sure if it does change, that Chelsea would be all over it. I'm sure Chelsea would be all over it if it does change. That's the thing. That is the thing, guys. But let's move on to news about Christopher Nkunku, and let's discuss that Nkunku Garnacho, will it, won't it happen sort of deal, little transfer triangle that we're in right now. Where is it? Yes, this is it. Man United have asked about the possibility of Christopher Nkunku on loan from Chelsea. I mean, would you sanction a loan for Nkunku? I don't know. You'd rather get rid of him permanently, but if you can send Nkunku on loan, then I would do it. I think I don't think we can allow. I don't think we can afford to continue with Nkunku for the second half of the season. We can't. We absolutely can't. It's been 3 days since Fabrizio says the bid is coming. Well, look, it might take a while. I think the bid is coming, but I wonder if they're perhaps really rethinking this now. I hope they are. I don't give them an awful lot of credit for maybe rethinking what they're looking to do. I don't give them much credit at all for that, if I'm being totally honest. But yeah, I don't know. I would let Nkunku go to United on loan, whatever. I don't really care at this point. We just need to get these players out because Nkunku doesn't want to be here. He's not offering anything to the team. And if getting Nkunku out creates space for someone else to come in, then I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Probably never, bro. Probably never. Bro, that could be that could happen. That could happen. I'd like to think it won't. And I think Chelsea will probably panic and do something in the last week. And whether it makes sense or not, I don't know. But I suspect that we probably will panic and we probably will do something. But what that something's going to be, I'm not sure. And I have to be honest, I'm concerned about what that something could be. And that's never a good position to be in to be concerned about what that something may be. It really is a concern. Yeah. I don't think, what is this? I don't think the Garnacho thing is real. No, the Garnacho thing is real. The Garnacho thing is real. But whether we're going to go for it or not this month, I don't know personally. I don't know personally, but it's something that can't be ruled out, guys. It's absolutely something that cannot be ruled out. And it's something that, that we must do better with. We've got to do better in regards to the targets that we're looking for. Guys, we're 4 likes away from 15.5K, 4 subscribers. There must be 4 people in here out of the 188 who aren't subscribed. Smash that like button. Get this up to 120 likes. We're on 107. Let's run the likes up and let's get 4 more subscribers to take us over 15,500. That would be greatly appreciated, guys. Run it up, run it up. I don't think we should rethink the lap. No, I don't think we should. Yeah, Petrovic had a very good game yesterday. Very good game yesterday. Maresca showing why he nearly blew a 30-point lead in the championship. Why did we buy Felix? Yeah, bro, I don't know why we bought Felix. I don't know why we bought Felix. I've got absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea whatsoever as to why Felix was purchased. I don't know. It's not a rumor. It's the interest is true. It's legit. Chelsea do like Garnacho. But whether a bid's going to come in or not, I don't know. There was reports on Friday in Argentina saying that the first bid had already gone in. But that hasn't seemed to have been clarified by anyone else. So I don't know. Yeah, but Cunha's not an out-and-out forward. This is my thing, guys. If you're going to bring players in, you need to bring players in that are going to make a difference. And Mathys Cunha is not an out-and-out 9. We need an out-and-out a 9. If you don't see Jorgensen in goal on Monday, will you write off top 4? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would. I'd rather we didn't sign anyone as these clowns only bring in profit players. Well, yeah, I do hear you on that front. Because of club politics and because there was probably absolutely no market to sign Robert Sanchez. We need Petrovic and Santos, but they're profit. Yeah, it's certainly looking that way. But let's get into this article, what this is saying. Man United asked about the possibility of Christopher Nkunku on loan from Chelsea. Nkunku has endured a frustrating 18 months since joining from Leipzig after spending much of last season injured. Yeah, we know that. Nkunku has still scored 13 goals this season, but he struggled to dislodge Nicholas Jackson in attack, while Cole Palmer has prevented a 27-year-old from playing in attacking midfield. Mailsport has previously reported how Nkunku has grown frustrated at his lack of game time, with the attacker keen to ensure he plays regular football to keep his place in the France squad. News of United's interest in him, which is seen as having an outside chance of materialising, comes as Chelsea are expected to bid for Alejandro Garnacho. Meanwhile, Nkunku is also wanted by Bayern Munich, while Chelsea would like Bayern's Mathys Tel, as we've already discussed. Mailsport previously reported that Nkunku has agreed to go to Bayern if they meet Chelsea's asking price, which is thought to be around 65 million. That is made more intriguing by the fact that Blues have long-standing interest in teenager Tel, having also checked on his availability last summer. So, yeah, United are looking... The sentiment is that United need to generate cash from the sale of Garnacho this month to help them navigate PSR restrictions further down the line. United wants 60 million for Garnacho, but Napoli, who are in competition with Chelsea, have so far offered around 50. And they're also now in talks with Adeyemi, and that deal with Karim Adeyemi is definitely gathering pace. So, yeah, let's see on that one. But look, for me, Nkunku has to go. Nkunku has to go. If you saw his performance yesterday, dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. He come on, offered absolutely nothing, barely touched the football. And yeah, big problems. Big problems. Big problems in terms of with Nkunku. He doesn't want to be here. He's checked out. Body language is not there. He's offering nothing to the team. And it's now up to Chelsea to get rid of this guy and find a solution. We must find a solution to get rid of Nkunku this month. We have to. We have to. Nkunku has to go this month. I don't care how we do it, but he does need to go, and someone else needs to come in. Is it going to be easier to get rid of Nkunku, or is it going to be easier to get rid of João Felix? I don't really know. But an attacker needs to go. Otherwise, there's no space to get anyone in. That's the problem. That needs to happen. But there's a problem. There is a problem, guys. There is a problem. Bro, we need a striker. We need a striker more than we need a goalkeeper. A striker is needed more than a goalkeeper right now. We have to be real. We have to be real. But Nkunku's just not, he's just a victim of circumstances and he's not offering anything. Yeah, I know that, and that's a major problem in itself. A major problem in itself, because the mentality's in the bin. The mentality's in the bin when you hear those comments. Maresca should go back to City and take overrated. Bro, I don't know why you don't like Palmer. It's mad to call Palmer overrated. He's got 14 league goals. He's got 20 GNA this season. He was unbelievable last season, breaking all sorts of records. And you're telling me he's overrated and overhyped. It's mad. It's mad. Both won't go. That would be crazy if we get rid of Nkunku and Felix. No, both of them won't go, but I suspect that one of them will. Well, one of them has to go. Otherwise, we've got no space to bring an attacker in. So one of them does need to leave. Who that one's going to be, I don't know. But one of them has to leave, guys. We have no experience in a boardroom, on the bench, or on the pitch. Yeah, things can change very quickly and things can go wrong very quickly. And that's what we're experiencing right now. That is what we're experiencing right now. And it's got to change and it's got to stop. And so we need to get rid of these. We need to get rid of one of these players. And if that means Nkunku going on loan to Man United in order to get someone in, then that is what we must do. That is what we must do. I don't think it will be a loan for loan. No, I don't think so. That doesn't serve any purpose for Chelsea. It makes no sense at all, because you're exchanging an attacking midfield player for a winger. That doesn't make any sense. But then again, what we do doesn't make any sense, because every piece of transfer business we seem to do, it's almost like we have to ask for a player in return. It's honestly mental. I'm struggling with it. I don't understand it. I don't get what we're looking to do. But hey, that's Chelsea, and that's where we're at, and that's where we are right now, guys. It certainly feels like that, brother. Certainly feels like that. Maresca's going to cause us to lose players like Palmer. Everyone has been significantly worse. No, there was improvements at the start of the season, but there's been a collective regression. There has been a collective regression. There's no denying that there's been a collective regression since sort of December. I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated. He's an exceptional footballer. He's been absolutely outstanding for us. I don't think he's overrated. No, of course they won't. Of course they won't. But this Nkunku thing is going to be... Yeah, Forest and Bournemouth are better than Chelsea this season. They are. The table doesn't lie. Well, we're level on points with Bournemouth, but Forest are ahead of us. The table does not lie, guys. It doesn't lie. And that's the reality. That's the reality of our situation. That's the reality of our situation. Yeah, he didn't have a good game yesterday. But if anyone is allowed any leeway from the fans, it's Cole Palmer for how he's basically carried this team. Like that's my point. That's my point. Palmer's our best attacker by miles, and people are harsh on him, too harsh on him. Probably because of the standards that he set. He's probably a victim of his own success. and that certainly doesn't help him. That certainly doesn't help him. Certainly does not help him, guys. But yeah, I really don't know. This is such a big week for the football club. This is such a big thing for the football club. No, I don't think he will go. But at some point, if we keep missing out on Champions League, then there's gonna be questions asked. There's gonna be questions asked. Players are gonna start asking questions because 3 years in, the plan, if we miss out on Champions League again, that's absolutely not the plan. And that is absolutely not what these players were told. Absolutely not what these players were told when they signed. What happens if we lose to the Hammers? Big problems. Big problems if we lose to the Hammers. Yeah, massive problems because that would be Graham Potter coming back as well, which would absolutely make it even worse. So look, Champions League, we must get this season. We absolutely must. There are zero excuses for it. Zero excuses for it at all. Yeah, the attack was dreadful, and the attack's been dreadful for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's been awful. Guys, keep smashing the likes. We're on 119. Let's get this up to 130 if we can. Please keep smashing that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Are we getting closer to 15,500? We're 5 subs away, guys, from 15,500. Keep smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get those final 5 subscribers to 15.5K. That would be greatly appreciated. But run the likes up, guys. There's still 163 in the building. Big up to every single one of you who's locked in. Every week, it's Jackson and Sanchez who are blamed. I swear some players are dropping way worse performances than that. No, Sanchez is not. Sanchez should be blamed. I agree on the Jackson front. The whole attack aren't contributing, but it seems to be him that's singled out. That's the reality. But yeah, but then you look at other decisions that are being made. Whether Nkunku goes to United or not, I don't know. But he needs to go. He needs to go, unfortunately. He does need to leave. And then what else are you looking at? You're looking at this, for example. And it again, midfield. Where's the depth? Enzo and Caicedo, another 90 minutes in the tank. No Lavia fit. Dewsbury Hall, not trusted. No one else available in midfield. And you've got stuff like this. 7 Liga goals for Andre Santos in 18 games after scoring in Strasbourg's 2-1 win against Lille. No central midfield player in France has more goals this season, yet we're just going to leave him there and we're not going to call him back. No left-back depth as well, Gremlin. Exactly. No left-back depth, no midfield depth, no striker. Great. Absolutely great. I don't think they were unfit. I don't think they were unfit. But then you look at things like this and you just think, why? I get it. He's Strasbourg's best player. They want Strasbourg to do well. He's our player. I don't give a fuck about Strasbourg. I do not care about Strasbourg. My interests are not how well Strasbourg done. My interests are how well Chelsea do and what we can do about it. And we can absolutely do it. You can recall Andre Santos, but you're choosing not to. The Ugochukwu one is the most baffling of the lot. The most baffling of the lot. I've got no idea whatsoever why that's not been happening. I've got no idea why that's not been happening. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I just don't understand what the plan is here. I don't get the plan. I don't get any of it. You've got Andre Santos there tearing it up. We've got no midfielders at the club. Ignored. Leslie Gachukwu there, playing for Southampton, can come in and do a job, offer us cover. Not going to be bothered. You know, look at the difference, by the way, between how the men's team operate and how the women's team operate. It's almost like you've got different people making those decisions. Oh, wait, you have. You've got different people making those decisions. The women's team are being run like a serious team, and we're being run like an absolute joke. We're being run like an absolute joke. So, yeah, I am fuming about the situation and fuming about what's going on. You've got a top-class manager, you've got top-class players, you've got top-class recruitment. Everything that the men's team doesn't have. So what is going on there? And what's going on there is you've got different people making the decisions. That's the reality. That's the reality. And look, you know, what are we playing at here? What are we playing at here? You know, the time is up now. Time is up now. Sanchez, time to go. What is Jorgensen doing, right? What is Jorgensen not doing that Sanchez apparently is? Please, somebody answer me that question, because I've got absolutely no idea whatsoever. No idea whatsoever. But it's not the point. The fact is the way that the clubs are being run is totally different. Totally different. Jorgensen is no worse than Sanchez. No worse than Sanchez. Oh, and here we go. Is this more positive PR? Talking of Andre Santos. Talking of Andre Santos, it sounds like there's been some news on Andre Santos. It's not the news that we want, of course. Let's bring it up on screen now. Chelsea are delighted with Andre Santos' development at Strasbourg under Rossignol. So delighted that we're going to continue with 2 fit midfield players and watch him play well for someone else instead of asking him to come back to help us. 7 goals in 18 Ligue 1 games. He's always been considered key part of the future Chelsea project, as CFC rejected several bids last summer. He should be playing for us. He should be playing for us. So, yeah, we're delighted with the development. Great. We're so delighted we're just going to sit and struggle with 2 fit midfielders, and we're going to just watch Andre Santos do the business for someone else. Doesn't make sense. Can't get my head around it. Cannot get my head around it whatsoever. So, yeah, obviously we're delighted with that, but it doesn't make any sense, guys. It doesn't make any sense at all. You know, Andre Santos should be playing for Chelsea. He should be in the squad right now, but he's not. So yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And what are we playing at? What are we playing at? Should be in our squad. Just again sums up more incompetence and just pure negligence and gross incompetence of the highest level from those in charge. Gross incompetence. This is a player that should be in our squad right now. This is a player that should be helping us. But instead, we're happy for him to just carry on doing his thing. Yeah, I mean, people. I tweeted this out the other day. People were saying, "Oh, no, they're not going to sell him. They're not going to sell him." Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. We might end up keeping him potentially, but no one can sit here with confidence or say with confidence that we think that Andre Santos is going to stay. No one can say that, and no one can do that. So we all watched Kepa. We all watched Kepa at Greco Club Fee for a keeper and thought he was not good enough, but he's still our player. Yeah, Kepa's better than Sanchez. Yeah, no, I absolutely hear you on that. I absolutely hear you on that. It's true. Sanchez and Jorgensen should never play for Chelsea. I mean, look, Jorgensen's not been given a chance. We don't really know if Jorgensen's good enough or not. But one thing we can say is that he is no worse than Robert Sanchez. He is no worse. You cannot tell me that he is worse than Sanchez. Not a chance is he worse. He is. Sanchez is worse than Kepa. Sanchez is making way more errors than Kepa made. No, Sanchez is worse than Kepa, guys. Let's not do that. Sanchez is definitely worse than Kepa. Definitely worse than Kepa. But it's irrelevant. Again, it goes back to the dog shit analogy. They're both shit. These owners won't change their mentality or strategy. Eventually, they'll blame Maresca for not making use. Yeah, exactly, bro. This is what's going to happen. And this is what people need to wake up to. This is what people need to wake up to, that it doesn't matter who the manager is. Nothing will change unless those directors go. Unless those directors go. Nothing will change. Nothing will change. You know, of course, they're delighted with Andre Santos' progress because all they're seeing is cash money. They're seeing cash money. They're delighted with the progress he's making because they're thinking that's going to be a nice bit of that. We spent £13 million on him. He's probably worth about 40 or 50. That's what they're thinking there. They're delighted with the progress. They're not thinking, oh, we're delighted with the progress. He's going to come back and help us next season. They're thinking money, money, money. That's what these lot do. Every decision pretty much is based on the financials, and you've still got people that just blindly back everything the club does. Just because you criticize things the club does doesn't mean you're a supporter. Supporter is about supporting the team through the thick and thin, but also about calling things out when they need to be called out and not just blindly backing everything. And too many people are just blindly backing everything. You know, and that's the that's the reality. That is the reality, guys. Too many people are blindly backing everything. Maybe if he goes to Juventus and does well, look, Vega, I think there's still a space for him in the squad. But I do agree. I do agree that it looks like Vega is going to be another one of them profit signings. Yep, there was no choice though. There was no choice. Palmer was so much better under Poch than Maresca. Palmer's still doing very well. He's got 20 GNA, 14 goals. He's still on course to get, you know, a similar amount. He got 22 goals last season. What is there? 15 games left this season. He needs to get 8 more goals. He needs to get 8 goals in 15 games to match his total of last season. He's on track. I don't think he's worse. I don't think he's worse at all. He's still producing output. He's still producing output. Egbali said Roman didn't run us well. I know we'll never remember not having a sponsor on the Roman. Yeah, I agree on that front. I mean, look, things perhaps weren't amazing on the Roman, but yeah, we weren't playing Conference League and we weren't. How about who? Tossi. Who the fuck's that? Who's that? Yeah, maybe he would. Maybe he would. Maybe he would, guys. But yeah, of course Chelsea is delighted with the progress. Of course they are. Yeah, they will. They absolutely will. And teams are already looking at us like Spurs. They're looking at Chelsea and thinking, oh, that's an easy 3 points. That's an easy 3 points. That's how teams look at us right now. Big teams look at us as an easy 3 points. So yeah, there we go. They look at us as an easy 3 points, guys. An easy 3 points. And it's not good enough. And it's not good enough. Yep, agreed. Now, bro, we're not playing Tosin up front. If Maresca isn't good enough to find a system and a way to use the players at his disposal, that's on him. He's chosen to die on this Sanchez hill. Again, I think there's more to it than just him choosing to die on that hill. I think there's a lot of club politics at play in this one, particularly with Ben Roberts. Yeah, he was, because he had a free role. It's more disciplined under Maresca and there's more structure. So yeah, but everything went through Palmer under Poch. Everything went through Palmer. But yeah, we're delighted with Andre Santos' progress. I reckon, I think there's pressure on him to play Sanchez. I really do. I could be totally wrong on that, but that is my feeling. That is my feeling on the situation. That is my feeling. That is absolutely my feeling. But Palmer also came in a lot from the right hand side and played central. He also came in a lot and played central. Yesterday was embarrassing. Yeah, it was embarrassing. There's been a massive collective drop off from everyone. Ben Roberts was the goalkeeping coach at Brighton. He came to Chelsea as a goalkeeping coach of Graham Potter. Now he's head of global goalkeeping at Blueco, I think it is. And he's basically just got way too much power. And supposedly, you know, he's a massive fan of Robert Sanchez and he has a big say at Chelsea, apparently. And I would not be surprised if there's big pressure on Maresca to play Sanchez. Because Maresca's not an idiot. You can call Maresca a lot of things. He's not unintelligent. He knows that Robert Sanchez is dog shit. But yet somehow he's still playing. And I think I know why. I think I know why. I think I know why. And it's pretty obvious, guys. Some things are beyond the manager. And I think you'll find a lot of things are beyond the manager. A lot of things are beyond the manager. So there we go. No, I'm not saying. Look, no, I'm not saying that's true. That's just my assumptions. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's true, by the way. But that's what I feel. Well, this is the question that you have to ask. These are the questions you have to ask. Yeah, and I don't really know. The thing is with Jorgensen, right? We don't know how good he is because he's not been given a run in the league. You need to give him a run of 5-10 games, or just put Jorgensen in for the rest of the season, and see what happens. Because it's not any worse than we're doing right now, and we need to actually find out how good he is. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree on that. No, I still think we'll win the Conference League, but yeah, look, the Premier League, I don't know what's going to happen. Guys, keep smashing the like button. By the way, Premier League, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Why isn't the target? Why isn't the top four the target? I think, look, the target is top four this season. I don't know why it's being suggested otherwise. I really don't. It's being, if he's being pushed to play Sanchez, then fair enough. But if this is his choice, yeah, no, I hear you. It's unforgivable choice. Unforgivable choice. I don't know. I've got no idea. Yeah, I agree. Anyone other than Sanchez will be a better team. Anyone. But yeah, guys, I am going to round this one out here. Yeah, I did see that. I did see the program notes thing. I covered that earlier on. Yeah, something's not adding up. Something's not adding up. Let's just check if there's any interest, anything's come in so far. Let's have a quick look if there's anything last minute coming in. I don't think there is. But all I'll say is, guys, Maresca is the least of our problems. The least of our problems at this point in time. But anyway, yeah, people, I'm going to round this one out. No, absolutely not. Opinion on Huijsen, talented player, really like him. We don't need another teenager at the back, though. But yeah, anyway, guys, big love for tuning in, people. Make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Let's get this up to 150 likes on the way out. That's 12 more likes. Smash the like button on your way out. And let's get those final 4 subscribers. But look, guys, big up. Appreciate all the support, all the love as always, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll be back later on if there's any major news. If not, see you lot tomorrow, Monday, 1 p.m. UK time. The shows are back. I've been a little bit busy last few days, but the shows are back now. Love for the support. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, guys. Enjoy the football. Let's hope United lose and we can at least have something to salvage from the weekend. Run those likes up, subscribe. Have a good Sunday, guys. Let's see what the next 24 hours have got in store for Chelsea. I'll catch you lot tomorrow, 1 p.m. Up the Chelsea, and peace.